Read this article. Read it. Former special agent in charge of New York FBI Counterintelligence Division pleads guilty to conspire to violate U.S. sanctions on Russia. Read the article, folks. The U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said a high-level FBI officer who supervised investigations of Russian oligarchs, Charles McGonigal, has admitted that he agreed to evade U.S. sanctions by providing services to one of those oligarchs, Oleg Deripaska. Now here we go. The FBI has a counterintelligence agent right here, Charles McGonigal, special agent in charge of the FBI in New York, pled guilty. Now, what came of this? This happened on August 15th, 3 days ago. The Southern District of New York. That is a viper pit, okay? The Andrew Pritchard seizure of his home in Norwalk, Connecticut, was done by the attorney working for the Southern District of New York. They are closing in at a snail's pace on the counterintelligence of Congressman Jim Himes and U.S. Senator Murphy. Murphy threatened the Ukraine president that if Biden was investigated on behalf of Trump, he would withhold all Ukraine financial support. All. Now, Biden himself said, if you don't fire the special prosecutor, you're not going to get the $1 billion. Now, we've learned that Biden has Mr. Peters, who's himself, as an email address. And we've learned about Hunter Biden. But Connecticut has a lobbyist named Leiter, Leiter, who Hunter Biden hired, who works for U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal and U.S. Senator Murphy. What I'm telling you is the information we are getting is completely mismanaged, intentionally deceptive, and not accurate at all. Okay? Not accurate at all, due to Ken Dixon at Hearst Media and his editor, Mike Pignataro, who works at Merit 7 in Norwalk, Connecticut, falsifying the news articles implicating our Connecticut Congress critters, DeLauro, Hayes, Courtney, Himes, and Larson, and our 2 U.S. senators who have bought judges. Yes, they have. Or there are judges, a long list. Keep in mind, Mark Zuckerberg paid judges. Connecticut had absentee ballots, and Connecticut had all kinds of voter fraud issues, of which Zuckerberg paid $47 per absentee ballot in the 2022 election of Blumenthal. Now in 2024 is the U.S. Senate election of Murphy. Murphy was penniless 11 years ago when he came into office, and now he's worth $480 million. $480 million during the time which Oxy took over Purdue Pharma, who paid $112 million in bribes. They legalized heroin in pill form, and they've killed 100,000 Americans just in 2022. Tong is running Purdue in bankruptcy. Attorney General Tong, pardoned by Richard Nixon. His father was pardoned by Richard Nixon, who skipped on a citizenship problem. Tong's father stayed here illegally. Why did a Republican pardon this guy? What's happening? There's so much happening that I can't tell you about, that if you follow, I will tell you about in the future. But what I'm saying is, here's a former special agent in charge of the New York FBI Counterintelligence Division dealing with Russian oligarchs. Who started the Russia bullshit? Jim Himes, Congressman Jim Himes, made it up. James Comey, Connecticut FBI director, blames Congressman Jim Himes. U.S. Senator Blumenthal blames James Comey. James Comey sold Hammer scorecard to the CCP, and Connecticut used it to hack from Beijing through the back doors set up by Denise Merrill and the election software hacking ability of LHS, owned by a Chinese national named Yutan Yagobita. It's a ridiculous name. It's all in the Connecticut case, which we filed our appellate brief. You must read it. It's 30 pages long. I sent it to the media. They haven't looked at it. I sent it to the Republican Party. They can't comment on it because they're involved up to their eyeballs. Every single registrar and town clerk in the state of Connecticut is compromised. Every single one. There are 640 defendants who helped China hack America. Whether they knew it or not is a different story. But the Association of the Town Clerks is lying about it, coordinated the bribes, and Zuckerberg paid judges. Zuckerberg paid judges. Did he pay Blowy, Clark, Kavanewski, Kremrich? Don't know. Did he pay in the appellate court Bright, DiPentima, and Alford? I don't know. Did he bribe the 3 federal judges involved? Well, hold on. They're claiming I'm a conspiracy theorist. And they don't realize that radiation causes cancer. They're saying my argument in 5G is a conspiracy theory. Listen, Hamden, Connecticut. Listen, Hamden, Connecticut. Your Wi-Fi is set at 6 million times the legal limit. They are killing you. Seymour, Connecticut. Why is your Wi-Fi set at 2.5 million times the legal limit? Million. 9 RF radiation, ionized radiation, detaches your retina from your eye. 10, autism. 11, cancer. 12, infertility. Guess what, folks? Every kid in Connecticut, 4 million victims, they're being radiated by Verizon, who was granted access to the election system of Connecticut, the election, Eric. All these things are connected, folks, through 5G. And it is Judge Meyer responsible for killing you all. And I will see him in court. It's not going to be pretty, folks. The data is disturbing, and he thinks I'm a conspiracy theorist. I couldn't care if he doesn't. He has this is like explaining to a kindergartner metaphysics. Metaphysics. He doesn't understand the words coming out of my mouth. Have a great day. Don't worry, folks. Bombshell exclusive. Nationwide cellular network connects election equipment and gives the federal government access to the systems on the precinct level. Who did that? The Department of Homeland Security through U.S. Senate Subcommittee Chair Chris Murphy, my opponent in the next U.S. Senate race. Give us a break, folks. He controls Judge Meyer. Blumenthal has a signed confidentiality agreement with Judge Meyer, who refused to recuse himself. And now he's dug a hole that he will never get out of. Never get out of. We got this. If I do it by myself, we still got this.